Hi guys, I'm sick as fuck, but I just cannot stay in bed and do nothing. I had so many plans for today, but yeah, I cannot manage to do it all. So I decided at least to make a part 2 for my YouTube video because I think it's already time for a second part, and the problem is that I recorded the second part as well when I recorded the first one, but I talked too much and I got it all messed up, which I do all the time, and it was just pain in the ass editing all of these things. And it's just like, I don't know, I'm like jumping from topic to topic, and I was like, yeah, fuck this shit, I have to make a new video. You will probably feel the different energy in this video than in the first one because I'm so sick and I'm so low on energy when my head is a mess and I really need to let this out. So a few months ago I met a guy and we started seeing each other. I found out that he's working on himself, that he's trying to heal from his trauma and from the past, and I was kind of on that road as well, and I really liked that he's doing that, and I'm kind of convinced that it's really hard to meet a guy who is working on himself nowadays. So for me that was a kind of a big deal, and that's the thing that really made me so attracted to him. um, how this thing was going further and further, and only in a way of time our traumas were coming up, especially mine, and my patterns from the past were repeating, and we were kind of slowly drifting apart from each other. And we talked about those stuff, we talked about our traumas, and he knew a lot of things that I was doing. He could tell when it's like, what is my trauma, um, which actions that I'm making are actually response to my trauma. And I gotta say, he was right. I can even say maybe all the time, but there were times when I was like, okay, yeah, you're right. I don't want this. I want to fix this. I don't want to do this anymore. And there were times when I was so convinced that no, you're wrong. This is not what I'm doing. And then, like, after some time, I would realize that he was right. I'm not gonna go right now into what my traumas were, and maybe still are, but I'm working on that. We're gonna save it for another video. But let's say that I was not happy in this. I don't know if I cannot call it relationship because officially it was never a relationship. We were exclusive, but it was never like labeled as a relationship because I wanted so much more and I couldn't get it, and I was so fucking frustrated because of it that I couldn't think about anything else, and I was so depressed, unhappy. I cried a lot. I was overthinking everything. My head was a complete mess, really. My life was suddenly a complete mess. And I was leaving this situationship a few times because I wasn't able to accept what he could offer me. I just needed more. And then, yeah, I would leave and then I would come back and blah, 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 blah. However, at one point, I was like, I just had a burnout kind of, and I was like, no, I cannot do this anymore because I feel terrible. I'm so unhappy. I'm such a mess, and I'm sure that I need to remove this person from my life, or yeah, kind of to remove him from my life. The thing is that I really appreciated him and I wanted him to stay in my life, but I knew that at this point we need to like cut the contact in order for me to start feeling better, and then maybe at one point we can be friends, because I really think still that this person is a great person, and I would be really sad if he's not if he is not in my life. um I gotta tell you, because of all this trauma and all this past pattern repeating, I was completely fucked up and broken, and I just couldn't bear anymore with one more failure. And I was thinking, okay, I can't do this anymore. And I know that it's not his fault, it's also mine as well. So we both are guilty for what was happening. um, at that point I was like, okay, now I really need to focus on my life. I need to start with therapy again, and I need to get rid of all this. And um, I started working on myself, and I was just writing diary. I was just like meditating. I was watching podcasts. I was talking with my therapist, and in a really short period of time, a lot of things were just like, how to say, like coming out, and I was just like healing, and I was so happy that at one point I realized that the peace that I had in past is back. And this time it's not because I have imaginary partner all the time next to me. It's just because I realized that I have myself, and that first time in my life, everything that I do to make myself happy. And I don't depend on anybody else except on myself. It doesn't mean that I don't want to be in a relationship. Definitely not. But it just, I'm at peace with it. If now it's time for me to be alone, I'm okay with it. And when the time is right, the right person will show up. I just need to take a moment and tell you guys how fucking grateful I am to this person for bringing me where he brought me. And we are okay now. We are friends now. And it's so interesting how from all this pain that I felt and suffering, and I know it sounds really bad, but it was bad because the things were repeating for me, and I was getting tired and tired and tired. And then at one point you just cannot do this anymore, you cannot deal with this anymore. And he was helping me all the time, all the time. And what makes this person even more special to me is that nobody did that for me. There was no guy who managed to like help me to put myself to pieces. And yeah, it's I'm not gonna give all credits to him. Also, I'm gonna give some credits to myself, because I decided that it has to end. I have to work on myself, I have to heal. And yeah, um, I'm not gonna go way too much into details, because we don't want this video to last like 20 minutes or so. And it is so weird that I was not that close to God before, and this person inspired me to be. And I gotta say, he never like tried to change me or to make me do something that I don't want. He just showed me through his actions and his beliefs that I don't even know how to say it. He opened my eyes, and I am so fucking grateful. And yeah, we're gonna talk about my traumas maybe in another video where I'm gonna explain you uh, everything about it. And I want to tell you guys that, you know, if you manage to heal on your own, I'm really happy for you. It's a really hard thing to do. It's not easy. You have to dig deep. You have to look. You have to like look the truth in the eye. And if you manage to do it on your own, it's amazing. But yeah, I had somebody who helped me a lot, and um, I'm not gonna repeat 100 times how grateful I am, but I am, and I'm so happy because of it. So yeah, that was it. I think that was like not a big deal. Yeah, but I'm gonna talk about my traumas in some of the next videos, and then you're gonna maybe realize why this was so important to me and how much this person actually helped me. That was it. Okay, bye now.